Hey guys, Hellborn Games here. I'm going to show you the location of the artifact of growth on the Caballus map. And first thing you need to know is the coordinates of the cave entrance. Coordinates of the cave entrance, I'll just grab my stuff. Okay, coordinates of the cave entrance are 6.8. 73.3. Landmark you're looking for is that shipwreck, and the entrance to the cave is actually underwater, so you'll need a scuba suit. You can see the gear I've got with me there. I'll run through it quickly now. I've got some tech boots to help me take fall damage. That's not necessary. Tech gauntlets, that's not necessary either. You can use grappling hooks, but some areas it's a little bit easier using the tech gauntlets to kind of do mini jumps. It is hot in there, so as well as my armour, I've got a hazsuit mask just because of the hypothermic insulation bonus, so it gives you a more rounded hypothermic and hypothermic insulation. And I've got a bit of element to power the boots and the gloves when I need them. I've got a shotgun with shells, obviously grappling hooks, a sword and a shield, and that's because sometimes there's sarcos in there, and sometimes if you end up in water it's easier just to equip a sword and kill it that way than trying to get out. Bug repellent, cactus broth, sorry, are also required. I've obviously got some medical brews just in case. I've got homemade food and drink. As I say, it's hot in there, but with the gear I've got on now, especially that hazsuit hat, that will effectively mean I shouldn't feel it. You also need a water dino to get into the cave, or a little bit more risky, but you could use flippers and a scuba tank. I'm just going to stick the scuba tank on, and I'm just going to use nothing special about the Basilosaurus. You don't have to do any fighting. You're just worried, see there's a shark straight away aggroing me, so we can just ignore those. Essentially from the shipwreck you just come straight out to the ledge. You see these plants sticking out from the ledge, just go down. See there's more plants sticking out the ledge, and you're aiming for that right one there, and just underneath that bottom one there's a cave entrance. Okay, so you want to be turning around and going into that cave entrance. There's no danger once you're in here. The dangerous dinos outside don't follow you in here by the looks of it. I've had an Ichthyosaurus follow me, but that's just a dolphin. You don't have to worry about those. So a short swim now. As I say, you could easily do this with flippers, but I find it a little bit quicker on the Bazzy. I might try something this time if there's some mobs respawn. So this is the end cave here. You just need to be looking, you just need to go to the top of this cave, and you'll see at the top there's kind of a shipwrecky area at the top. Swim into that, you see some stairs, and as you'll notice, as I swim into here, there you go, a large wall blocks down behind me. In fact, I may very well be stuck in it this time because I stopped, which was I'll just go back out, and you see it's opened up again, so we'll just swim. If you swim straight through that, oh, that's interesting, it's obviously bugged out this time, won't let me in. Let's see if I can get in on, yeah, it's letting me in. It's letting me. You can normally swim your water dino right in, but we don't need it anyway. Once we're here, we're looking for those steps, and what I suggest you do is, as soon as you get out of the water here, take your bug repellent and cactus broth and get your shotgun out and put your normal armour on. So we're ready to go. I won't be using my boots for now, so well, it looks like I didn't bring any other boots, so I'll just be wearing those boots for the whole time. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to get out the water. I have got a glider suit as well, forget to mention that. So sometimes there's Titanoboa just just over here. So as soon as you get to here, the mobs in the room will start to aggro on you. I've had 4 or 5 Titanoboa coming at me from here. So I thought maybe if my Basilosaurus hadn't been bugged, I thought maybe leaving him kind of here and getting back on him and killing you could kill the Titanoboa using your Basilosaurus. You won't be coming back this way though, and there's no way back. So I suggest you do cryo any dino that you bring through this route. I don't believe flyers are allowed in here. You can't get dinos out anyway in here. I'll just demonstrate. So we will get a Desmodus. As you can see, disallowed release, so you're not allowed to bring any dinos in. I'm assuming if you had a Sinomacrops, it wouldn't be allowed to fly. However, I would think an Archaeopteryx may work for gliding if you don't have any glider wings, but you'd have to carry it around the whole adventure, and it would aggro the dinos because it wouldn't have any cactus broth. You could put bug repellent on it, but it's just a faff, and you don't really need it. So the first cavern, what you're aiming for is to get up to that skull, and the reason you're trying to get to that skull is there's a button underneath the jaw of the skull which opens up the gate, which is in that far right hand corner of the cavern, and you can't get through the gate without clicking the button first. So we'll make our way over to the left. These shouldn't aggro because I've got bug repellent, so if you just walk rather than run, you can just go straight past those. Now we can run now, and we'll head up. Head up now. Just be careful on these. Some of the bridges do have holes in, but other than that, it's pretty linear way up. You just climb. Put some gamma on so you can see. We just climb up the bank, and we're looking for this one across. Go across this one, round here, and again the holes in this one, so we'll just jump over those. And you're looking for this little waterfall, and you see we're now at the base of the skull. What we want to do is just jump up here, and as you can see under the skull, looks to be, I'll show you the skull from the front. There's the skull we were looking at from the bottom. Underneath the skull there's what looks to be some treasure items. Now, no actual treasure here, but there is a pile of books, and when you get close it gives you the option to push. So we'll push, and as you can see that activates something, but as I know, so I've just done it, if we go around the side here and across here, that's that far right corner of the cave I was talking about over there. And as you can see, there's a little, I don't know if you can see, but we're going to use our glider suit just to get down there quickly, and we will just drop down. Oh, we got stuck on the crystals. We'll drop down now. There's normally a gate here that you can't get through, but by pressing them books, that button, it opens a gate that's on here. So now we're into the second cave, and where we want to be going is straight across and up those stairs. But we're just going to have a look round the back here because there's something I wanted to show you. There is a gate over there. And which you can't get through. There's a little challenge. Follow the blue mushrooms to give me your hand. So the way into here is via a button via the blue mushrooms. So we're not going in right now, but that will be the way we ultimately go, right to the top of that shaft to get to the artifact room. So that's just wanted to show you that. So that does open later on once we get a bit further on in the cave. You can go through the water to get through to some of these lower caves. I'm going to try the other route, which sorry, I'm getting a bit turned around. Okay, so that's where we came in. I want to go up those, so we're going to use our glider wings just to get across the water. Sometimes Sarco, sometimes Piranha in there. Not going to bother with those. So where we want to be is up here. Now we're going to do a bit of a back and forth run here. It's a little bit of an awkward thing to do because they're at an odd height, so you just got to kind of I'll drop you down. So yeah, you can jump up some of them straight away. Some of them are too high, So you kind of got to just do this and back and forth. Activate your glider wings, maybe that gets you up a few more. Okay, it's just a bit of a faff around. So this is where we're coming in, and you can see that dragon. We're going to carry on up the steps. Some of them, as I say, some of them are a little bit high, so you just got to go sideways. Part of the problem is they're close together, so you can't really get a running jump without backing away again. Okay, so if we just go down this this here, we'll be heading up that exit from the cavern there. But I'm just going to show you a treasure area. So there's a treasure, see there's a yellow treasure drop in there, and there's a gate, and you can't get through. So if we backtrack a little bit, back up into the main cavern, there's the steps we just came up. So to the right of the steps, you see there's a skeleton, and just hidden around the corner, you see that apple there? That's the hint, really. And if you look there, there's a button. So we'll press that. Oh, I'm picking stuff up instead of pressing the button. There we go. Button goes down, so that's activated. That opens up the treasure. Okay, so we'll grab that. And there's nothing else in here. I've had a look around to see if there's any additional buttons on any of this stuff, but there isn't. So we'll leave that now. But you see the hint there, there's an apple outside as well. So there's an apple over there, and there's an apple here. And that's the hint that that button opens this door. Okay, so as I say, we'll leave the cavern now from this exit. And that's button number 2 that we've done. Okay. So now there's a number of ways here. It can get you turned around when you first do it. So we'll come up this way. Okay, now there is a way off to the right. We're not going to take that right now. There's a way off straight ahead, and we're not going to take that right now. And there's a way to the left, which we are going to take. And then once you come into this purpley kind of purple area, there's a drop off over there which we don't need to go down. There's a grate there which I've never managed to open, and there's a way up with a rib cage. And it's the rib cage where we're going to go first. Okay, just a linear way up. Another rib cage. That's the top of the rib cage we just looked at. And where we are now is above that second main chamber. And you can see up here, you can see down there. There's the second chamber we came across, and see that the corpse light that we saw down below. That's the kind of location where we are. So that was useful having that. And what we need to do is jump across these mushrooms, and we're aiming to get to a tiny little cave at the far right corner of that of this cavern. So just running jumps can get you across all of these. You don't need any special equipment. Running jumps. This is probably the hardest one. It's slightly higher. And that one's a longer one, but you can still make it easily. And then just jump across there, and we're across. So we're across the other side of the mushrooms now, and you're looking for this right hand corner little cave. I searched in here for so long, wondering why it was here. I couldn't work out. I was thinking, well, there's some rocks there, crystals. I was searching round, but actually it's this thing you actually want to focus on. Give you a second to see if you can see it. Hopefully you spotted it. Okay, so what you're looking for is this hand, and there's the button. So I just left this cave thinking there was nothing in here twice, and then finally found it. So there's the button. We press that, and the hand moves backward. Okay, and that is us done in this particular section. So we will now jump all the way back. I think we'll go that way. Okay, so that's us back across. So that is now done. We don't need to come back up there again. And if you want a quick way down, you can literally just jump down here. You don't have to go right round there. You can just jump down there if you've got boots that don't take any damage. Okay, so we're back in that purpley room, as I called it. We don't need to go through the grate. We don't need to go down the drop-off, so we can go back down the way we came up here. And if you remember, there was two ways out of this cavern. There was a way back over there, which we're not going to take right now, and then there's a way here with the kind of strange sticky things dripping off the ceiling. We're going to have a look down this way. Okay, so this is kind of a lava-y type area, and the easiest way I found to do this, there's another button in here that we need to press, and then we need to come out of this cavern. So I was tempted to go right to the other end of the cavern and search and couldn't find it. You don't need to. If you can see up there, there's a little area that's kind of a blue colour, or a different colour to the rest. There's a little bit of water up there and another button, and that's where you want to try and get to. So there's a number of ways you can do this. If you go up here, now grappling hooks only attach to kind of, what do you call it, man-made objects, let's say. So and there's a number of pillars dotted around this area. Let's see if we can get across here. There's a number of pillars that you can attach to. Now, that's where you want to be. You see those sparkling, I think they're called fireflies. That's where you want to be. And there should be a pillar on the other side. You might have to, I think, yeah, you can just see it there through the trees. There's a pillar. You see, it gives it away because on top of the pillar there's a flame. So you can either jump across onto there and then use your grappling hook, which I'll show you how to do it anyway. Use your grappling hook to get up to. So it won't attach to anything else, right? But it'll attach to the man-made object. So it'll attach to that pillar. Great. So I can disconnect the grappling hook, and you see directly across us is where we want to go. So grappling hook across again. Okay, great. Now what I found is it's very difficult to get out of this water once you're in it. So suggest the easiest thing to do is actually leave the grappling hook attached. Okay, push this button. It lets me. Push the button. Not letting me push it with a grappling hook, so I'm going to drop the grappling hook and see if it'll. The problem is it's picking up stuff, so I need to kind of move position. There we go. So push the button in, and that's all you need out of this lava cavern. Oh, it's kept me connected to the grappling hook, which is great. So we'll see if we can, but it's not actually letting me get out the water using it, which is interesting. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I've had many problems getting out this water. What I tried last time was trying to fire the grappling hook from the surface of the water to the other. It won't let me disconnect it either. There we go. So try and fire it to that side, and that way when you drop you're on land again and you're out. So that's kind of the easiest way out. I was trying, you could jump for 10 minutes trying to get onto this ledge, it won't let you on. Okay, so as I say, you don't need to go any further in that lava cave. There is a boat there which just it doesn't do anything, but there's, as you can see, there's Sarco and there's piranha in the water. Over on the far ledge over there is a treasure drop, so if you're that interested in treasure you could go make your way across there and get it. I'm not. So what I'm going to do to get out of this cave is use my glider wings and just glide back over all this, and it'll bring me back to the little section, the area that I came down. So this is the way I came down, and that's where we've just glider winged from and got the button. So that's the third button complete. So now we go back to the crossroads area, as if we were going to go right back down to where we came up originally, but actually it's this one with the yellowy rock, we take this exit we take this time. I'm going to go through here. Now, this is a drop off, so be very careful here, you don't want to be dropping down there. You can actually come from via the water route, you can come to the bottom of that cavern and come up a different way. So we need to get across there. Easiest way is just run and jump, and we're across. Okay, and you're looking for this area. Now if we hadn't pressed that button in the lava cave, sorry, this one's opened by the blue mushrooms, so the mushrooms we jumped across with the little hand button, that opens this, that opens this. And there's two ways. There's a downwards way, which is a way to, I think, to get out of the dungeon, and there's an upwards way, which is a way to the artifact. Now last time I did it, I used the tech gauntlets and I just did jumps up. I basically aimed for there and then dropped onto the ledge and made my way up. This time I'm just going to see if it's possible to do using the grappling hook, because I'd be interested to know how you meant to do this without so it lets you connect to there, so I think that's the way to do it with the grappling hook. It lets you connect to there, great. So you can make your way up using those things. That's great. So you don't need the tech stuff that I brought with me. In fact, it's a little bit easier with the grappling hook, more controlled. Yeah, just get back onto there, and as you can see, there's a way in. Now what's interesting here, and I'm going to show you now rather than going across, because there's often mobs in there we'll have to fight. At the opposite end of that cavern, the artifact of the growth is behind a grate, but what you're looking for before you go in there is another button. As you can see, there's a spike button. Now if you press that button, I'll just show you now, press the button and it actually shuts this gate. Okay, so, but it also opens the gate on the other side of the cavern into the artifact. So what you need to do is actually, first of all, open the gate. Now if I was to go across there now, the gate would be shut to the artifact, so I couldn't get it. So what you have to do is press the button, and before the gate shuts, run in. Which will lock us in there, by the way. So push the button, run in, and we'll see behind us the gate shuts, so we can't get back that way now. Now then, in here we do have, they may not be here because they're probably dead from the last time. They haven't respawned from the last time I did this, just before this video. But there are Titanoboa and some scorpions and Arthropleura. So what I did, I didn't realise that button was there initially, so I just walked in, killed everything, had a really good look around, and discovered the artifact at the far end of the room behind a grate, and then I went back and did the button. So that's probably the best way to do it, is kill all the mobs first and then do this. So as you can see, that gate is open for me because I've pressed the button. If you haven't pressed the button, it'll be shut, and that's how you get the artifact of growth. So thanks for watching, guys. Artifact of the growth on the Caballus map. Speak to you again soon.